All right, guys, I've been a little bit tied up and a little busy, but today is Sunday, and we must rejoice. And each day we live it unto God because He created the world, the heavens, He created the earth, and all of us who dwell therein. So we must give praises all due to glory to Jesus Christ. He created this world. We didn't create it ourselves. He did. So I'm going to read some things to you. You know, I always think Job is a beautiful chapter. We're still in the book of Mathew. We haven't finished reading that. We would be on Mathew 16, but we're going to skip back over to Job. Well, let's just keep reading what we're reading, and then we'll read Job another time. Sometimes when I get to Sunday, I want to read all the magnificent things that God created, you know, the mountains and the hills and the valleys. I like to read that sort of thing as well. Let's see. We're on Matthew 16. Leaders demand a miraculous sign. One day the Pharisees and Sadducees came to test Jesus, demanding that he show them a marvelous, miraculous sign from heaven to prove his authority. He replied, "You know the saying, red sky at night means fair weather tomorrow. Red sky in the morning means foul weather all day. You know how to interpret the weather signs in the sky, but you don't know how to interpret the signs of the times. Only an evil, adulterous generation would demand a miraculous sign. But the only sign I will give them is the sign of the prophet Jonah." Then Jesus left them and went away. Yeast of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Later, after they crossed to the other side of the lake, the disciples discovered they had forgotten to bring any bread. "Watch out," Jesus warned them. "Beware of the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees." At this, they began to argue with each other because they hadn't brought any bread to eat. And Jesus knew what they were saying, so he said, "You have so little faith. You have so little faith. Why are you arguing with each other about having no bread? Don't you understand even yet? Don't you remember the 5,000 I fed with 5 loaves and the baskets of leftovers you packed up? Or the 4,000 I fed with 7 loaves and the large baskets of leftovers you picked up? Why can't you understand that I'm not talking about bread? So again I say, beware of the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees." Then at last they understood that he wasn't speaking about the yeast in the bread, but about the deceptive teaching of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. They were deceiving. Jesus was letting his disciples know, the place that you're going to be going, the teachers will be deceiving. And he said, beware, be vigilant, keep your eyes and your ears open. This is what he was telling his disciples. Peter's declaration about Jesus. When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" "Well," they replied, "some say John the Baptist, some say Elijah, and others say Jeremiah or one of the other prophets." Then he asked them, "But who do you say I am?" Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And Jesus replied, "You are blessed, Simon, son of John, because my Father in heaven has revealed this to you. You did not learn this from any human being. Now I say to you that you are Peter, which means rock. And upon this rock I will build my church, and all the powers of hell will not conquer it. And I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you forbid on earth will be forbidden in heaven, and whatever you permit on earth will be permitted in heaven." Then he sternly warned the disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Jesus predicts his death. From then on, Jesus began to tell his disciples plainly that it was necessary for him to go to Jerusalem and that he would suffer many terrible things at the hands of the elders, the leading priests, and the teachers of religious law. He would be killed, but on the third day, he would be raised from the dead. But Peter took him aside and began to reprimand him for saying such things. "Heaven forbid, Lord," he said, "this will never happen to you." Jesus turned to Peter and said, "Get away from me, Satan. You are a dangerous trap for me. You are seeing things merely from a human point of view, not from God's." Then Jesus said to his disciples, "If any of you want to be my follower, you must turn from your selfish ways, take up your cross, and follow me. If you try to hang on to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for my sake, you will save it. And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? Is anything worth more than your soul? For the Son of Man will come with his angels and in the glory of his Father, and will judge all people according to their deeds. And I will tell you the truth. Some standing here right now will not die before they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." Amen. He says some of you will still be alive when the Son of Man come down from glory in the kingdom of heaven. You can see the kingdom of heaven coming down from the sky. He says some will still be here alive. Amen. Now, Matthew 17 is about the transfiguration. I don't want my videos to run long, so I'm going to start on Matthew 17 on the next video because I want to explain to you something about God and salvation. But I'm going to take a break right here.